The CB500 always had a great following back when it was introduced in the early 90s, all the way through to the early 2000s. Very popular bike and a great following. It was then refreshed for a few more years before it was eventually discontinued in 2007. Fast forward to 2013, Honda decides to bring out the brand again. Of course, the CB500F was born, and it pretty much continued all the way through. We're now in 2024, and of course there's a refreshed model out. So in this video we're going to be taking a look at its features. I'll go over through its specifications. We'll also have a look at a competitor, and of course I'll give you my verdict at the end of the video. I hope through this video you'll reward me with a like if you've really enjoyed it, and of course I look forward to any comments you may have down below. How you doing, everyone? Welcome back to Éire. I hope you've all had a good week. My name is Ben. We're going to have a look at some features. So first of all, the Street Fighter styling has been more aerodynamically integrated into the bike, which means you're going to get better handling and there's better dynamics in relation to the bike. New LED headlights, and of course there's a new tail light cluster. The controls on the bike have been updated as well, and of course there is backlighting for the switches. So when you're riding at night, you have that backlight lighting, which I think is quite a nice feature. The TFT display, it's 5-inch. That's been fully integrated now, and of course you have Honda's road sync app, which now integrates with it. So you'll be able to listen to music, navigation, etc. and so on. So very nice feature indeed. But we're going to have a closer look at the bike. We're going to start at the front and we'll work our way through. So I hope you enjoy it. So here we go, we're going to start at the front. Right, starting at the front of the bike here, what we have is we've got twin 296mm discs, very strong for this sort of level of bike, so expect great braking performance. I recently took out the NX500, I'll put a link at the end of the video, and the braking performance of the bike is just exceptional, so no doubt the same here. 41mm shower forks as well, that'll give you a suspension travel of about 120mm, and of course you've got these lovely 17 inches on the front. The braking system's ABS as well, and Honda's selectable torque control is standard on the bike as well. Looking at the rear of the bike here, we've got a single disc, single brake disc. We've got the Honda ProLink suspension system with a 5 preload adjustment, and that'll give you suspension travel of about 105mm. So you've got 120 on the front and about 105 on the back, and you've got a lovely 17-inch wheel on the back. ABS, and of course you've got the Honda selectable torque control as well on the back wheel. Right, looking at the front of the bike, we're looking at the LED lighting system. We've got a daytime running light running across the bottom here. That's our dip beam, and of course we've got a high beam as well, which is located in this area here. You obviously have your indicators, which are activated. We've got our switches here for left and right. So everything's LED on the bike, so main headlight LED and your side indicators. Looking at the back here, we've got a central LED light with the integrated braking system, which I think is very nicely indeed. It's been very well designed into this sort of tail tidy area. And then of course we've got our indicators here, left and right. Nice. The engine's a real beaut. It's a parallel twin 471cc. Develops about 35 kilowatts. I was going to say horsepower there. Horsepower on screen. And you've got 43 newton meters of torque as well. Fuel tank size, you've got a 17.1 litre fuel tank. Gearbox, 6-speed transmission assisted slipper clutch as well, which is nice, so that forms part of the standard equipment. Fuel economy, about 3.5 litres per 100. So pretty decent considering you've got a 17 litre fuel tank, so expect to really get really good fuel consumption on this bike. Additional specification on the bike, a curb weight of 188 kilograms, so not too heavy, not too light as well, but somewhere in the middle. Ground clearance is 745mm, so again not too high, so you'll be expecting to get off and on the bike fairly easily. Right, we're going to look at how comfortable the seat is and the seating position. 785mm is the height of the seat, so it is a low bike, so it should be fairly straightforward getting off and on. But let's check it out. It was raining here a minute ago. I've dried the seat off, but we'll see how we get on. First of all, first impression, super comfortable. There's not too much pressure on my legs here. I find that with a couple of seats, I can feel it digging into my legs. Perfect. Probably one of the most perfect seats, better than some adventure seats. Ergonomic in relation to where the handlebars are, I feel fairly comfortable. going to try the knee here. There's the knee. I'm about 5'11". So in relation to that, I'll put the, you can check my height in metric there as well. But so far so good, very comfortable, no issues. Dismounting, super easy. For those regular viewers, you'll see a lot of familiarities with some of the other Hondas that I've had a look at. They've kept everything basically universal. On this side here, you've got your engine start, hazards, your colour switch. On this side here, you've got your controls for the TFT display, indicators, hooters, and of course there's your traction control setup. So everything pretty straightforward. High beam, low beam, everything is pretty straightforward and easy to use. Also with the addition of backlighting, I think that's another brilliant idea. Well, we look at the TFT display, so it's 5-inch. Font is really clear on this, which is great, like most of the new Honda bikes. We've got this black and white background. You've got your gear selection indicator, fuel gauge on the left, some various other settings. I presume that's for the Honda Sync. You've got a digital rev counter, and of course you've got the digital speedo. Time is in the top right hand corner as well, so very straightforward to use, and you can set everything via the buttons here. Right, let's get the engine started and see how she sounds. Engine start. Rev counter comes alive as well. Let's see the back of the exhaust. Right, let's talk pricing on this fantastic bike. Currently in Ireland, it currently retails for 8,500, just over that. 18,500 and €17 to be exact. Now currently Honda Ireland have a special on this, so if you're living in Ireland, you like what you see and you go in for a test ride, you can get this bike 500, you can get €500 off, or in slang 500 quid, and it'll bring the price down to 7,999. So if you're in Ireland, you're looking at a CB500F, a Hornet, and you think, that sounds good, I'm not sure about the price, take the benefit, get the 500 quid off, take it for a ride, see what you think. International wise, please check with your local Honda dealer for any specs and pricing, because things might change in relation to this. Right, it's time to have a look at some competitors. Now initially I thought I'd only do one, but you know what, I'm going to throw another one in just for the hell of it. So here are our competitors to this fantastic bike. Our first competitor, the KTM 390 Duke, and the price is priced at €7,299 in Ireland. Very well priced for this segment. Really well built motorcycle. I did a review on the adventure version. Fantastic bike, rides well, and the engine is just great. If you want to check that out, I'll leave a link in the top right. Great performing engine for a single cylinder, 32 kilowatt, 37 Newton meters. The riding dynamics, it's got great suspension. It's got Apex suspension system on this. The seat height, not too bad. The suspension travel, very good. Fuel capacity a bit on the lower side in comparison to the Honda, but overall a great bike. Our next competitor, the Yamaha MT-03, priced at €7,349. As with most bikes from Yamaha, expect really good build quality, very good dynamics as well. Their engines are fantastic. And in this one, you've got the 321cc, develops about 40, just over, I think it's just over 40 brake horsepower, decent Newton meters, 6-speed transmission. Expect very good dynamics as well. Fuel consumption wise, on par with the other manufacturers. Definitely a bike worth considering. Verdict time. You know, the bike, like most Hondas, they always have a good pedigree of history. CB500. Then you have the CBF500, and now you've got the CB500F Hornet. They've continued the generations, and of course, as generations go, the bikes always improve. This is probably one of the best CB500Fs you're going to get on the market. It integrates a lot of the newer technology into it. You've got the LED lighting front and back. You've got the Honda selectable torque control now integrated into it. In other words, it can be traction control. Stronger disc brakes than ever before. You've got a really big tank. It's going to give you some decent range. Honda's universal 471cc engine, developing 35 kilowatts and 43 newton meters. The torque range, the assisted slipper clutch, the whole combination of the bike is going to give you those thoughts from yesteryear when you had your CB500. You know, and they've really done well with the design. It really reflects the older generations as they come through. That's one good thing that Honda tend to do. They really appreciate their classic bikes, and they try and reintegrate the styling as the years progress, so that you can see this continual evolution of the bike, and they've really done well here. Special thanks to Tig and his team here at Morans Bike Shop for having the bike available for test ride. So anything Honda wise, give the guys a ring. I'm sure they'll be delighted to help you out. That's all I've got time for, so thanks for watching everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up, and of course I look forward to any comments you may have.